Hi! Good evening!
Hey.
Wala ako sa timing ko. Hey! Happy Wednesday. Inisip ko kasi Tuesday eh. So, kasi
Yeah.
cheat the series. Alright! Welcome
Correct.
to our pang-ilang session na ba natin to? It's our third session for the year. Again, andun na naman tayo sa branding natin. We are bigger, bolder, and stronger this 2021. We are the Brew Hobby Squad. My name is Nico. Over here is Mackie. Lance is down below, and we have Mikey over there. Hey! Ayan. Alright, I hope that everybody's doing well. Actually, kumakain pa talaga kami.
Yeah, sorry.
Lahat kami kumakain pa.
Sana
Sumipasinte
kumakain
kami.
din kayo.
Oo, yes. I hope everybody is stuffed tonight, no? But tonight is going to be our after show. Nawawala na ako sa spiel ko. This is
Welcome
going to
back.
be our yes, welcome back. This is going to be our after show chat for Cheat the Series episode 5, and we did watch this last night, no? Yung episode 5 ng Cheat the Series. So before anything else, pang ilang episode na ba? Ilang episode na lang ba ang kulang?
5th episode, and
Yep.
there's one more episode. So the one
Yeah.
yesterday was the penultimate episode.
Okay. Ooh, interesting.
Good
All
luck
right.
sa atin.
We're gonna unpack tonight. Let's talk about that. All right. Before anything else, we'd like to say hi to our friends in the chat. We have VR. Yan.
Hey, VR.
Hello.
ABR.
Ay nako, VR. Kung ano yung murang binanggit ko sa kotse, gusto kitang sabihan ng ganun din.
True. May marami talaga akong feedback or comment about what he did there. I mean, good acting. Initially, that's what I'm gonna say. Yes. All right, and we have Mamiao here as always. Yes. Sino pa
Hi,
ba?
Mamiao.
Meow. Hey.
Yes. We have
There are a few
yes,
faces here, but he's using a different account. Leo Gaviria. I don't know who that is. But that's
yeah.
great.
Jesus daw.
Yes.
Imposter daw yan, sabi ni Raf.
And also, we have a new name. Sasabihin ko sana face, pero hindi talaga.
Yeah.
Rina May. Hi.
Hi, Rina.
Rina, what's up?
I
What's
hope your
up?
ulam is also good. Not really
We do.
intense like this episode.
Alright, before we jump right in, let's talk about our ulam first. Ano ba ulam natin? Lance, ano kinakain mo ngayon?
Tumatawid na yung series yung ulam ko kasi I have bulalo and miswa. Alam mo naman yung miswa, where
my
that is
God.
reference from.
Cool. I love,
Influencers.
yes, bulalo. Gusto ko yung natandaan mo, ha?
Oo.
Yes. Si Maki kumakain talaga, pasimple yan eh. Tumatayo. Ano ulam mo, Maki?
Nagluto ako pasta.
Ay,
Tapos
ay,
wow.
wow.
Coffee ako ngayon.
Diba? Sorry. I love
Italian. Charot.
Italian. Al dente. Naku, by the way, nagluluto pala talaga yan si Maki, no? He also bakes ng fondant cake. Gusto lang natin i-promote kahit hindi pa niya alam na mag-business siya in the future, no?
Gawa na natin ng pangalan. # Maki Bakes. Maki
Yes! Gusto ko yun.
Bake.
Maki Bake ka.
Maki Bake. Oo. Alright. Mikey, what did you have? Anong ulam mo?
Well, pineapple chicken actually. And also mushroom soup. So,
Ang sa social mga paulam.
Ooh.
Just ko ako
Pineapple
sardinas
chicken.
lang, day.
ano ka
Chicken
ba?
lang yun.
Mabilis lang lutuin yan. Pakete lang yan.
Oo.
Alright. So, friends naman na natin in the chat, let us know kung anong ulam natin. Si Mami Odo, nag-hotdog daw siya. Yan.
Uy. Ay, sorry.
Yes.
Wrong.
We love hot dogs.
The
We all
enthusiasm.
love hot dogs. Yes.
Hot dog. Mamula-mula ba po? Ganun eh.
Correct. Tapos
Medyo
medyo
nakakawa
nakakawa
yan.
kasi, di ba?
Grabe to.
Nababalutan siya ng minola oil.
Oo.
Si V, nababalutan ng hotdog. Nakakaloka. Nakakaingit siya.
Hi.
Diba?
Ay.
Oh my God. V. Just go.
Yes. Just go. Uy, we'd like to say hi to Love Ship. This is actually a group
Hi.
started by Hannah. Remember Hannah?
Oo
Malawi?
naman.
Ay,
I told Hannah about this kasi sabi niya sa akin,
Oh.
she wants to unpack about this episode. So sabi ko, Hannah,
Yes.
join us in Bruja Squad.
True.
And let's see.
Welcome.
Right.
Welcome to the channel.
Yes.
Yes,
I think
hi.
she posted an unpacking video also. She uploaded a video also on YouTube, I guess. So if you guys have time to watch her video, you can also check it out. But this is going to be a live unpacking session with the Bruja Squad. So
Yeah.
enjoy and have fun with us. So meron pa ba kayong gustong sabihin before we start off?
Well, as usual, if it's your first time joining us, thank you for being here. We are Brew Hobby Squad, and we talk about all things BL and all things affecting the LGBTQIA plus community. And if it's if you've been here before, well, thank you for joining us again. And please go ahead and put in your comments in the chat if you have any feedback about the show. We want to know your thoughts, your opinions. If you have any
Yes.
rants, you can go ahead and do that as well.
Oh,
VR
yes.
is here. You all know
Mhm.
him as Jay.
Mhm.
Wag naman natin kuyugin siya, no? Because he is not his character.
Oo naman.
Wag naman natin takutin siya. So, that's all.
Yes. So tonight is an after show chat. Just like the usual, naninibago na naman ako kasi medyo matagal-tagal na tayo hindi nag-after show chat.
Right.
Last time was like last
And
year.
Yes.
for Cheat in particular, because they took
Yeah,
a 2-week hiatus, diba?
true.
Yep.
So, they've been off the air though. They
Off
haven't
the
been streaming
air.
for the past couple of weeks.
True.
So, they're
Very
back
true.
for this year. Yeah.
We're back with the Cheat the Series this year. Yes.
Mhm. And yesterday was the fifth episode, which is the
Yeah.
penultimate episode. So it's the second to the
Mhm.
last. So the finale will be airing on Tuesday next week. So
Cool.
we're almost near the end. We're almost at the end, actually.
Yes.
Of
Actually.
season 1. Mhm, mhm.
So kumusta
Season one.
naman? How did you find the episode last night? Was it? Wait, I want to start though,
You
kasi
go ahead.
I feel like you guys would be able to like flesh out everything. Like you know me. Like ako siguro, do I like it? Ala, babash ako, char.
Hala.
Uh no, I don't hate it really. But I wasn't really that crazy last night. Parang I was kind of expecting a lot siguro to to like bear, I guess. But what I liked was the acting. Kudos to both EO and VR. VR specifically. Tuwang-tuwa talaga ako sa acting. VR ko nakikinig ka man, talagang super galing mo talaga last night sa
Taray
episode na
nang
yun.
nakikinig ka man. May Ouija board ba tayo dito?
Oo! Galawin mo ang bote, ang baso, char.
True that.
Ay,
Yung teacup. Sure.
oo. I was actually very surprised with VR's acting last night. Kasi sa mga previous episodes, diba, I had comments also na I wasn't sure, I was sure, but here I would really say that VR was able to deliver the character. Naramdaman ko talaga siya yun, di ba? Sabi nga ni Mikey kanina, very villainous and very sinister yung character na dun. So, very effective. I also liked Iyo for some reason. Di ba, we've been asking for more
Yes.
exposure for Iyo. Di ba?
Mhm.
So, I really felt
Mhm.
Iwa there as the tipsy, hindi nga tipsy, lasing na nga siya dun,
The
diba? Parang,
drunk.
the drunk, yes! That's the right word. Diba
But he's a
usually kasi
happy
sa
drunk, you know?
happy drunk,
Yeah.
exactly.
Masaya
Natuwa ako
ka
sa
kasama.
kanya, kung ano, diba parang ano, diba sabi ni Migo, ni Dong na, hey, parating niya si V, ganyan. Tapos naglalaro siya ng game, di ba? And he was like drinking something from a cup. And then, inubos niya, tapos ginano na yung cup niya sa mukha niya. And I'm like, okay, cute. It was so natural of him to do that, no? Napaka-natural na talaga. But ito yung I don't know how with you guys ha, but I really liked how he delivered the character last night. Kasi usually, ang mga drunkard or drunk na mga characters, medyo exag or hindi masyadong effective. Parang, totoo ba? Lasing ka ba talaga or nag-iinarte ka lang dyan? But there, I mean, you've seen a friend just like him na pag nalasing ganun talaga umarte,
Exactly.
diba? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tapos tungto ako yung inaakbayan pa niya si Alora, 'di ba? Si Jennifer. And I'm like, okay. Supernatural na talaga. So I think
Yeah,
for
yeah.
in terms of acting, I felt and I saw delighter sa akin silang dalawa, VR and EO as the characters, no. The rest, they were okay. They were steady. Parang but hindi
Mm-mm.
ako but hindi siya pangit. It wasn't really bad acting really. Parang it was there. It was supporting, 'di ba? But nag-stand out yung dalawa sa akin. In terms of the plot, I guess, and I will be very honest, parang I felt it was kind of abrupt to me. I don't know, it was the continuity thing eh, 'di ba? Na parang one sequence would show us na tinadyakan ni VR si V. Pinagbabaliktad ko na yung pangalan nila. And then biglang tinawagan tapos parang bait-baitan. I understand that it's the title. Ano ba yung title ng episode natin?
Lies and betrayal.
Yeah, and I think that's the purpose of it. Parang medyo nabilisan lang ako. And I understand kasi siguro na program lang yung utak ko to really appreciate a series. And as in a series kasi it's paced and spread enough eh. Parang hindi siya masyadong mabilis. Kasi nga maraming episodes eh. In a movie, I'd appreciate that I would jump from one timeline to another. It will be that fast. Ito kasi parang nabilisan lang ako na parang, parang it was kind of quick to me. So yun lang. But overall, it was a good episode, but I wasn't that crazy. It wasn't a bad episode, really. It was a good episode, but I wasn't that crazy, really. Ang big question ko na lang, parang ano kayo mangyayari sa finale. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, and siguro I'd like to go after Nico now. Kasi I agree with what he said. First off, in terms of the entire episode, kasi this is supposed to be the 10 ultimate episode, diba? And when we look at 10 ultimate episodes, there's supposed to be a big like reveal or a big conflict or a big issue that happens. Parang for me, it didn't get to that point. Maybe because what happened in this particular episode was not as big as I thought that it would be, di ba? Kasi parang, anong nangyari? There was a conspiracy between Jay and Jennifer. So parang they got it into their heads to do something about Dong so that they could probably, they could have V for themselves. Now, their plot was really to, we don't know what it is yet, but I was hoping that something would happen, diba, in this episode. Because if something didn't happen in this episode, that means it's going to happen in the final episode, and it has to be resolved in that episode as well, diba, if we are going to do some form of closure. Now, if they're not going to resolve it in the final episode, then we segue into season 2. Pero yun nga eh, parang I was expecting or hoping that there would be something really big that happens in this episode which needed to be resolved in the final episode. Kasi parang, di ba, kailangan may high before it goes down and then sort of like, what do you call that? Plateaus or normalizes in the final episode. So if they're still gonna take it up in the final episode, then super bitin.
Yeah.
And I don't know when season 2 is gonna be. So parang, I don't know if I'm gonna be happy with how it ends, but the thing with Hugh or you and Cheetah series is that they never do what you expect. Parang they always keep you at the edge of your seat. They always make you bitin, diba? So parang I guess it was just on point that they did that because it was really not something that I expected would happen, diba? Pero yun nga, sabi nga ni Nico, diba? Parang in terms of parang how it ended, parang it was very, I was expecting it to be here, but it was just here for me. Like it was just like, it almost felt like a second episode or a third episode versus a fifth episode for me.
Agree.
Diba? So parang ano eh, parang it was just there. I mean, not bad, but I was hoping that it would be more explosive. Kumbaga.
True.
So I also agree with the acting. So VR, like kudos to you talaga. Parang I was so triggered by your character. Alam mo yun? Like parang, so parang sabi ko, hala, and then, parang gumagano talaga ako kasi parang the way that you moved through all of those personalities, it was very convincing actually, and it was very disturbing. So parang at one point in my head, I was thinking parang, is he mad? Because especially in that car scene wherein you were driving away, and then for some reason you just started laughing, and I was like, dude, you just left V. You just kicked him in the face. You just kicked him in his body, and then you spat on him, and then you left him, and now you're laughing. I don't get it. So alam mo yun, parang the madness was there, and you did that. So really, really good job in there. And even in the way that you tried to conspire with Jennifer, di ba? Parang merong, yun nga eh, the word I used was may pagka-sinister eh. Even if kalma yung delivery mo, even if parang conversational ka lang, parang there is something in your face and particularly in your eyes that parang, ano mo yun, parang there's madness behind that those eyes. Parang there's something cooking in that brain of his. I don't know what, di ba? And medyo na-highlight pa yun, yung parang, yung nag-uusap sila ni Jennifer, tapos parang he was just talking and he wasn't listening to her. Alam mo yun, parang he was just in his head. And then he turns around to her and said, ikaw ate, mahal mo rin ba si V? Parang, what the hell?
What?
Alam mo yun? Alam mo yun? So that was very interesting. The way that you did the character in this particular episode, kudos, di ba? Parang in the previous episodes, we would see you act, and then in some way it would be a little bit awkward. Um, Especially, for example, in that confrontation scene with V, di ba? When you showed him the video,
Right.
or when Jay showed him the video, he was like, so ano ba? Ano ba yung gagawin mo? Mga ganun bagay. Parang, it wasn't as sinister as now. So alam mo yun, parang ano talaga siya eh, parang nag-level up talaga siya. So really, really kudos on that. I'm excited to see what happens in the final episode and what kind of madness he will bring, or Jay will bring to the mix, di ba?
True.
In terms of I agree with Iyo as well. Parang super happy drunk lang talaga siya.
Yeah.
Like parang, siya yung barkada na gusto mo makasama pag lasing ka,
True.
di ba? Kasi parang magbibiroan lang kayo, tapos happy-happy lang talaga.
Yes.
Yung walang bad tripan, di ba? Parang,
Yes.
bala ka dyan. And I like that there was that acknowledgement, that acceptance. Kasi his best friend basically came out to him. No? I don't know if they've had that conversation before, but it seemed like there was a little bit of a surprise, but there was still acceptance, diba? On the part of Alan. So I really like that about that particular conversation, diba? And then dumating si Jennifer, and then, parang nandun lang siya, parang chill-chill lang talaga siya. So alam mo yun, parang magunaw man ang mundo, happy lang talaga siya. Ganon. And I also like Alan's character when he provided that sort of Socratic psychiatric help
True.
to Dong, di ba? Kasi parang Dong was asking him for advice, and then he was basically, well, ikaw Dong, kung ako yung nasa sitwasyon na yan, ano yung ipapayo mo sa akin? And then, exactly what Dong said, that's exactly what he should be doing, or that's exactly the
Galing, no?
advice that he
Yeah.
should be taking, di ba, for himself. So very good on that. So Jennifer, I don't know if she did a spell in the previous episode. So I don't know if she got pregnant, or I don't know what happened with that spell. Was it effective? Was it not effective? Did it backfire or whatnot? But definitely, she didn't figure prominently in this episode. But one thing that she did, which is for me also kind of weird, is that yun nga eh, when she was talking to Jay, she was also in her head, and she wasn't listening to
Correct.
him all, di ba? So
Correct.
parang she was like, she was in this bubble, and she couldn't get out of it. I don't know if it's a psychosis of some sort, but I know how people can be very focused on one thing that it becomes an obsession, that they are
Right.
in denial of everything else, because that's basically what she is doing. She's denying that V is in love with Dong, di ba? I mean, think about it. V already told Jennifer that he was in love with Dong, but she didn't
Right.
accept it, di ba? So
Mhm.
parang she even said na parang mahal niya ako. Parang in her head, whatever V says, it always twists and is interpreted or processed as V loves me. So there's something in her head that is off.
Mhm.
And I didn't see that part of her in the previous episodes. I mean, there was an inkling of it because she was kind of like head over heels for V. But then for me, it crossed the point of rationality. So alam mo yun, parang ngayon, parang medyo baliw na rin siya. But for her, it was, from the aspect of love as an obsession. Or maybe infatuation. Better to
Right.
call it infatuation.
Mm-mm.
Ayan. So si V naman, girl, ang ganda-ganda mo talaga, no? Parang kahit anong gawin mo.
Haba ng hair mo. Bakit ba?
Ano ba talaga?
Ano
So
ba?
I'm still hung up on the idea that there is something magical about V, that he is
Yeah.
inadvertently, unconsciously,
Charming.
charming, exactly, charming these
Yes.
people. Alam mo yon, kasi parang they're all crazy over him, and it's not normal, di ba? So one thing that really confused me, and Mamiao and Love Ship mentioned it as well, is that scene wherein there was possibly an attempt to hurt himself, because, di ba, parang visualize it. He went over the railing. He was leaning out, di ba? And then a shot showed him jumping forward, which means he was jumping off the roof. And then, for some inexplicable reason, his phone was just lying there. I don't know what person would put their phone down before jumping, but his phone was just lying there. And then suddenly, he's beside his phone and then picking it up and answering the call. So, again, you can say that, I mean, you can, rationalize it all sorts of ways. But the thing that popped into my head was that somehow he jumped and then either he reappeared, teleported, or flew back to wherever the phone was. And then, so it brings me back again to my conclusion or my assumption that he is a magical human being. Maybe he doesn't know it. Maybe things just happen.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't realize it or whatever. So,
He's the Antichrist, ganun eh. He's inhuman, he's Antichrist.
Kaya nga eh.
Kasi,
Bongga yun.
yun, to
Sige,
piggyback on your con kasi it felt like it's a throw or a nod to the resurrection. I jumped and I came back to life.
Ooh.
You get that same concept.
Tumaas yung balahibo ko. Grabe, hindi ko nakita yung aspect niya.
Yeah, so that's another interpretation, di ba?
Yeah.
And speaking of Antichrist, di ba? Parang tinawag siya ni Nun, ni sister/mother, na anak ka ng demonyo. So, my other question would be, in relation to the other characters, where are you? Si Mother, asan siya? I mean, a lot of shit is happening in your home and you're nowhere. Parang, hello, your kids are basically plotting and scheming against each other. And where are you? Where are you? Gabi na. Umaga wala pa. Gabi na wala pa. Saan ka? Nasa kwarto ka lang ba lagi?
Oo.
Ano ginagawa mo?
Higa lang.
Pero in their timeline, 5 days lang to, di ba?
Exactly. This is over 5 days. So where is Mother? Right? And also, where is Sister? Hindi siya kumakain. Nothing at all, di ba? Hindi siya naglalaro ng video games. Hindi man lang siya bumababa para kumuha ng tubig. Hindi ba siya nagpa-parch? Hindi ba siya nauuha? And then, Sister, asan ka? Hindi ba hinahanap yung anak mo? Asan ka? Di ba? Di ba? Parang previously, very obsessed siya. Don't go near that house. Blah, blah, blah. Pero ngayon, she's not even calling. So I don't know. But again, that's beside the point, I guess, because the focus is on these people, diba? So yun, parang episode 6. I don't know what's gonna happen, but definitely there has to be some form of resolution. Either B decides, or one of the siblings dies, possibly. Because I don't know what they're plotting, but knowing Jay, it's not far off. Somebody will get hurt.
May reference dun si Kwan eh. VR has a tease for that yesterday. We had a poem for that actually. If I could read it now. Parang sasabi na doon na piece by piece the mask will fall, revealing a desireless soul. It fancy everything beyond its wall and not want anything at all. The fire and the moon will meet tonight. They will demand a sacrifice. The story will end but not the lies. The series, episode 6, #finale.
Iba.
Yeah. So again, I don't know what's gonna happen because knowing cheat, they don't necessarily give you what you expect. Siguro siguro final from me right now is there's a couple of things there which sort of like were a bit surprising for me, or well, surprising initially, but then when I thought about it, it made sense because the writer is a European, or Brit, diba? When Alan said wanker, so I know I'm a wanker, diba? Parang wanker is what Brits use
it's British slang.
Diba? When they refer to someone as a no good or parang tambay, or basically a wanker, diba? And then the word that what do you call this? Jennifer used. I know you think I'm being capricious. Not exactly a word that people use, or at least not for a millennial. Diba? So the vocabulary, when I heard those words, parang, okay, it's because a Brit wrote it. And diba, remember yung interview nila, yung first interview nila as a group, and the director was there and the writer was there. He basically said that it was based off of Shakespeare, diba? Othello, was it? So parang parang I get that. Ayun.
Yeah, we were all thinking Midsummer Night's Dream, tas biglang ito went Othello. So let's see.
Right. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts about that.
I got more questions than thoughts and theories. piece ng thoughts.
True. True. But Mikey, since you made mention of like episode 6 being I don't know, parang ano ba sinasabi ko? Parang may kulang pa sa episode 6, right? Parang we kind of not want to, we're not really expecting a lot to grow for sa episode 6, right? So may comment talaga dito si VR. I mean, are you sure
Yeah.
that episode 6 is the last episode? I mean, this is cheat you're talking about. We might be
Nako,
cheating.
VR,
Oh.
you're cheating with us with your hashtags. You used cheat the
Right,
series
sabi-
finale on your hashtag, ha? Remember that?
Correct.
I wouldn't be
Although
surprised.
he also
Yes.
said something. Si VR.
Go.
Sabi
Um,
niya, seriously speaking, episode 6 is the last episode, but it'll be 2 episodes combined. It'll be long.
So part 1, part 2 maybe. Okay. Or it could be one
Maybe.
whole
like
or
Oh.
40 minutes,
length.
an hour. Ah,
Pwede 1 hour
okay.
din yun.
Yeah, possibly. Right.
Yeah.
Kasi yun nga eh, parang it felt that there should have been something else in episode 5. So I guess they put it off, so they put it in episode 6. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ayun. How about you
Yeah,
guys?
sorry.
Yeah.
Shout out sa mga aso. Maingay sila. They're also
Shout out to
chanting
mga
for VR.
dogs. Palakpakan niyo yung mga yan.
Yes.
Nagkakagulo sila kasi hindi na si VR eh. Kaya ganun. They're cheering for him.
Oo. Yung presence ni VR
Ay,
masyadong
you have
malakas.
dogs? I thought,
And then,
just
they're
have
from the other
cats.
side. They're from the other side.
Ah,
Oy,
Maybe.
si Rina May said parkour. Nag-parkour siguro si
Si Vida.
si V.
Si B. Nag-teleport, nag-parkour, ubikot.
natawa ako doon. Rina, natawa ako doon. Benta yun. Parkour, imagine ko talaga.
Correct. Ikot-ikot siya sa ere, tapos nakabalik siya sa taas. Ganun. Okay, you guys, what do you think?
Marami pa, ang dami pang theories. Ikaw na muna, Maki. I'm still digesting everything.
Actually, I'm still digesting everything that I've watched and everything that I've eaten earlier. Kasi kakakain.
Likewise. Likewise.
Digest.
Oo.
Yan.
Yun. But for this episode, since we've known yan since Cheat the Series season 1 is 6 episodes long, so I was expecting it to be, actually I wasn't expecting a full-fledged story based on first assumptions on the first episode kung paano tayo nabitin ng first episode. So I think they will have that they will embrace that reputation na bibitinin tayo until the very end. So I'm not expecting a full-fledged story na may resolution and whatnot for all the conflicts that they've given, ganyan. Yun. Pero based on this episode alone, episode 5, I really also have to commend VR for the acting. Out of all the characters, I feel that he is the most natural in terms of the delivery of the lines, in terms of the nuances. Kasi there's this particular scene, yung kanila ni Jennifer, yung nagpa-plot sila ng mga masasamang balak nila, ganyan. Yung mata sa mata acting niya, so I go, oh my God, so this actor is really promising. Na parang after Cheat, season 1 and season 2, if ever.
Right.
Parang there are a lot of doors that will be opened for VR. No? And also have to commend Iyo for the very, parang, paano ba, how do I say this? Kasi Nico mentioned earlier that Iyo for him, or at least the acting of Iyo for him was natural, or like we all know someone who's like that when he is drunk. For me, there are some inconsistencies here and there in terms of for example, I don't know if it's the first bottle na ininom nila kasi hindi pa nangangalahati yung bote, ganun na siya.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Right. Tignan mo.
Yun.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if paano ba? Siguro hindi kasi ganun yung kulay ng embassy. Parang napansin ko lang siya. Pero besides the point, the acting is okay. I mean, for Iyo, I kind of wanted it to tone down a notch lower, siguro. So just it will not be comic because that acting will suit, for me personally, for my own preference. No? That acting will suit a different kind of setup. Pero in this episode where all the characters except Iyo are in a very emotional state and very driven for like lies, cheating and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Parang medyo disconnected lang for me yung level of acting. Pero besides the point, still a good portrayal of the scene of the role.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Another point with the diba I've mentioned earlier nga now I'm not expecting a full-fleshed story. But I'm also not I'm also ano naman, I'm also hopeful na while the story may not be fleshed out for this season, I'm hopeful then at least there's a story na
Mhm, mhm.
we can latch on to in hopes for while we are waiting for the season 2. Yun. For now, nakukulangan ako ng konti sa story. Like, I
True.
know it's just a 5-day span of the time frame na ginagawa yung 6 episodes na to. Pero, ano lang, for a series, medyo na ano lang ako. Medyo kulang lang for me in terms of the storytelling. No? Pero, ano, okay naman. I mean, it's just like what Nico mentioned. It's not bad. It's not, for me personally, it's not exemplary good, but it's
Yeah.
good. It's okay. I mean, hindi naman siya yung you feel, because there are a lot of series that I've watched na feeling ko like you cheated on my 20 minutes. Hindi naman siya ganun. Parang, ano, hindi naman siya yung feeling mo you've wasted your time while watching it. Ganyan.
Yes.
Pero I was waiting for some more.
Mm.
And I actually don't know if you guys remember, pero I was waiting for Diana Meneses to reappear.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Kasi that side of the story or that angle is parang
Mm.
medyo left out in the earlier
Yeah.
episode. And also, comparable to that and synonymous to that is I was waiting for Tuesday Vargas, the mother, to have more exposure. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that the story is revolving around these kids. Pero I was waiting for the mother kasi ako lang siguro feeling ko like cultural notion or historical notion that when you kasi parang for me there's this recall when you name or like you introduce a character as mother. So I was expecting that the motherly acts like the motherly like being the mother figure would show in the throughout the season. It's for the in throughout the 5 episodes that we watched. But for now, parang nakikita ko siya na okay, nanay siya. But I haven't seen yung pagiging nanay niya sa mga anak niya. So yun lang. For me, there's this recall of what I expect from a mother, siguro. Pero yun nga, sabi din ni VR kanina, cheat the series kasi to. So baka naman iba kasi yung dynamics nila as a
Mm-mm.
family. So yun lang yung feeling ko, hindi naman hinahanap. Pero could have been there. It's not there, pero it is okay. Um, Another one, I think, in terms of, although naman na-mention kasi kanina ni Mikey, yung yung scene where V was attempting to hurt himself.
Mhm.
I hope I hope there was a trigger warning because there are some scenes and there
Mm.
are some viewers who might be triggered watching those. Not only for
Right,
that
right.
scene, pero for the rape scene as well, or like all the other scenes that are sexually taking advantage of one other character. So as
Mhm.
I hope lang there are some parang like a trigger warning sa baba,
Yep.
um just so that expectations are set and met. Parang ganun. Although, in that particular scene where I was actually in that particular scene, I was convinced that V was really about to take his life
Mhm.
because
Yeah,
psychologically,
yeah.
I don't want to turn this into a speaktrum or what no. Pero psychologically, diba? Parang the reason for me, I don't know if VR here can like debunk what I'm about to say. Pero um yung when you put the phone dun sa ledge ng mirror or ay, nung window, the big
Mhm.
window, for me kasi it's intentional that you put it there. Hindi siya nalaglag, hindi siya naisang tabi lang. It's intentional that you put it there. For me, psychologically, it is intentional that you're leaving a personal item elsewhere. So for that, for me, it's a convincing factor that you are about to take your life. Because there are like the minute acts of like statistically siguro people who have committed suicide leave parang hindi naman siya traces or marks pero some intentional acts that would parang in terms of an investigation CSI moment you know that it is a suicide.
Yeah.
Yun. So in that scene was I think smart and ingenious for me na you put the phone there. I don't know
Mm,
if
okay.
if it's another blue
Mm.
curtain moment ba for this no pero
Yeah.
it's an effective scene for me, at least for me. Yeah. The
Yeah, I get that.
majorly
Okay, cool.
moment.
Yeah, That makes sense, actually.
Yeah. Although, again, I have to jump back to VR now. Oh my God, ang gwapo niya doon sa car. I mean, I don't know if it's the
Yeah.
Totoo. Totoo.
oh my God. Like, if someone would, like, stop by and call you, and makita mo si VR, tapos ganun kakagwapo sa loob ng car.
Yes.
Of course, if I don't know the person, hindi ako papasok. Pero, you would somehow, talaga ba? Okay.
Mm.
May ganung moment na maghaharot ka ng konti.
True.
Actually, did you also think na parang even in his madness, parang there was something really, alam mo yun, parang dangerously sexy about it.
Mhm.
I thought so.
Yeah. And ayun lang din, just like what Nika mentioned earlier, no? Kasi si episode 5 picked up from episode 4 where when V and VR were in the car, no? So, nung nagkaroon ng scene na pinalabas, like was he upset at pinalabas, tapos like medyo naging violente si Jay. Ayoko sabihin si VR na baka hindi naman yung totoong pagkatao. Pero yung naging violente si Jay kay V, no? Parang medyo na-disorient ako. So, parang, okay, so baka
Yeah.
meron siyang, I don't know if meron bang DID si Jay
Yeah.
as a character.
Mm.
So that is possible. Pero for me, siguro, sana ma-answer sa episode 6. Sabi naman ni VR sa chats, is I think may ma-answer ng mga questions natin sa next episode. I'm just hoping that I see more of that side of VR. Parang kasi for me, fleshed out na si V and fleshed out na si Jennifer in terms of the character. Kay Jay, although ang dami na rin yung exposure in the recent episodes, hindi pa masyadong fleshed out yung reasoning why he is what he is. And then, nakukulangan ako ng konti. In terms of the characterization of Dong, like, you don't know what he's about to do
Yeah.
next. You don't know what he's
True.
thinking. Parang, it's a
Parang
good thing.
one-dimensional siya, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, parang it can be a good thing na there's this mystified or like mystery lurking behind and in front of the character. Pero
Right.
parang ano lang, naiiwanan si Dong ng takbo ng kwento in terms of the development of the characters.
True.
Iyo, as much as I love Iyo, you guys know that I really, really love Iyo.
Oh.
Siguro dahil ano siya, ay wow. Siguro dahil hindi siya part ng like the full circle of the family plus V. Ano lang, I was expecting more of Alan's character, no? Na para sana mas incorporated siya ng konti din sa kwento. Kasi as of now, ang connection niya lang na buo in my experience talaga, in my observation is best friend siya ni Dong. But I haven't really connected him with V and Jay. Although napansin natin in this episode, somehow connected with Jennifer in the very minute detail na inakbayan. At least you've seen na may connection between those two characters. And I'm waiting to see how Alan is connected with V and Jay in this, at least in the next episodes. Ganyan.
Yeah.
Ayun lang. Still, I think the sister is very unsisterly. It's very there's this side of watching na parang
Oh, Iyo.
okay.
Sorry.
Ayun lang.
Hello.
Hi, Iyo.
Hey! Bigyan natin ng intro
Good
music. Hey, Iyo! Hey!
Hey, Iyo. Yeah, kudos
So,
to your drunk acting. Yun lang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
Happy drunk. We love that.
Yeah, kasi I think that was the character that he was given. So with Iyo, so that was the only character he could play around with. But he did really well with the drunk.
Yeah.
And I wish I had a friend like that. I miss my friends who are like that when drunk. They turn philosophical and very Socratic in a way.
True.
Very true, di ba? I think gano'n naman talaga, di ba? Parang it bears testament to the saying na in vino veritas, di ba? So parang it can not well, sometimes it's your truth, you speak your truth, but sometimes you allow others to speak their truth as well. So I think I was able
Right,
to do
right.
that with diba? So yun,
Very nice.
very,
Yeah,
very
sana
nice.
si ano, sana si Dong maski ano, sana mas magiging ano siya multidimensional sana no. Kasi multidimensional ng Instagram and Twitter accounts niya sana no.
Oh yes.
Very true, very colorful.
True, true.
But I think
True,
one thing that
true.
we also sort of like, kasi parang there's real, REEL life, and then there's
Mm, mm.
REAL real life. So
Yeah.
in real life, Io and Migo are actually best friends, and then in the series as well, they are best friends too. So parang, alam mo yun, parang nakikita mo yung dynamic talaga nila in the way that they interact with each other because they're very comfortable.
They're
Diba?
natural.
So yeah, they're very natural when they're, in the same scene together. So yun. Sana nga ano, parang makita natin si so Love Ship was mentioning earlier, she posed a theory that maybe Mother doesn't really exist, that she might be just in Jennifer's head because parang we rarely see her, and if she is in the scene, it's usually with Jennifer, diba?
Yeah.
So, but then, so that got me thinking, and I thought, in the first episode, ano naman eh, she interacted with Diana, the mistress. So I think that established naman that she is in fact a real human being, that she's not a figment of
Yeah.
Jennifer's imagination. And then Love Ship
Correct.
also mentioned na, oo nga pala, I mean, nakita rin siya ni Dee at some point. So, yeah. But,
Yeah, and
medyo
it's good to see that. It's good to see that I's comment that we'll see more of him in season 2. So
Sabi
let's
oh,
see. Yeah.
yes. Gusto namin yan.
Anyway,
And
I'm
here to
Congrats.
support.
sort of like address a comment that DR said in one of their lives. He said that he was
Uh,
um, the second least, the character who appeared the second. Ang hirap mag-English.
With the second least
With the least
exposure.
least exposure, correct? Which I don't agree with because the least exposure is Diana, and the second least exposure is
mm,
actually
There's
Mother
a sister.
The mother.
or sister.
And
Yeah. So
The sister
andun.
muna, then the
May
mother.
tatlo. So yun, may
Uh,
tatlo.
the
So,
adults in the realm.
correct.
yes.
Because it's all about the kids. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no one saw the mistress, true, but B saw Mother. So, yeah,
Yeah. I've been trying to recall a bit of Othello. So parang
Mhm.
I see hints of them in Othello. Like I'd see Jennifer with Desdemona. I'd see Iago with
Mm,
Jay, especially with Jay. Kasi the character description or peg or parang archetype ni Iago for Othello was he's a collection of unsolved puzzles. And that's what we get with Jay. He's a collection of
right.
all the unsolved puzzles in the story. And there's also one big puzzle that still is, if we're going to go reference with Othello, if I remember yung teaser nila with the skull on his face, kasi
Mhm.
if they follow the same flow as Othello, his jealousy will consume him until to the death talaga,
Mhm.
figuratively and literally. So
oh my
ganun din
God,
yung flow niya. And
foreshadowing ba?
Desdemona also has the same love as Jennifer has for V, for Othello.
Right.
So yung
Mhm.
mga ganung twists and turns parang are they wow, I could see Othello talaga and I'm not sure how
Right.
much have they imported in that or how much will they twist
Right.
in that.
Right.
Kaya tignan natin sa coming episodes.
Right.
On
Right.
this coming episode, how will they attack it? Pero yun nga, I
And
have the same sentiments with you guys na I wanted more. I wanted more siguro. And nakaka-confuse din yung storytelling. We need to get used to this kind of storytelling na siguro.
yep. Yep.
Pero kudos to VR and to Iyo kasi those are the two people I remember talaga. Sabi ko kay Iyo, I think I tweeted him before, sabi ko, Iyo, you brought some Joker feels with this. As in, you could see the shift of his emotions. From the smile, biglang maging innocent, tapos biglang tatawa na makalakad na parang Joker. Parang that takes a lot of
Galing.
courage and practice to do. So, galing mo dun VR. And to Iyo becoming the drunk, Socratic person,
Yes.
ang galing, ang galing. Kasi I believe you were drunk. And if you
Me
believe
too.
you were drunk, pasok ka na dun. Kasi it's not exaggeration, it's not pretending. It's just like, I am your tropa drunk friend na yung tulak,
Ganun
the
lang.
gestures, those little minute details on when you act
Yes.
as a drunk person. It's all there. Including the slur.
Uy,
So,
pero
ang
ano
galing.
hindi madaling umacting na lasing or drunkard ha. Like
Yes.
you
Hindi.
have to be very specific with your gesture, sabi mo nga Lance, 'di ba? So I think kudos to
Mm.
Iko. Yeah.
Yeah, even yung mata-mata school of acting din, nagawa niya na drunk siya.
True,
Yung
true,
nilalakas
true,
ng mata
true.
niya looking at Jennifer, yung mga ganun.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, Lance, I
Yeah.
like what you said. Yung sa Othello reference mo. I think it's
Mm.
possible. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. And I think whether it's true or not, whether it's actually the actual reference of Cheat the series, I'd have to give it to UTV, the production, kasi bihira mo lang siyang gawing interesting in present time eh, 'di ba? Like Othello
Mhm.
is classic, right? I mean,
Yes, it is.
ilan lang sa atin nakakaalam ng kwento
Alas.
na yun, right? But right, exactly, 'di ba? And then make it into something well appreciated in present time. That's something. So yeah, I think I want to believe that it's the actual reference of Cheat the series. Ganda. Yes.
Yes. Go back to some Greek roots, ganun eh.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yes.
curious
Yes.
though, if you don't mind me asking you guys, I wanna get, while we're
Yeah.
chit-chatting, what kind of drunk are you? Kasi if
Gusto ko
iyo
yung
is a
tanong mo.
Socratic drunk, kayo, what kind of drunk are
Oh my
you?
God. Sige, gusto ko
Oh
yung
my
question.
god, I was taken aback with the question. I wasn't prepared.
I am
Gusto
so
ko yung
prepared.
question ni Lance. Sige, I'll
I go
start.
through.
Sige,
Go
sige,
ahead.
go Mikey, go Mikey. Go.
Okay. So I go through phases. So initially, I'm sort of like the sumasayaw, perky
Okay.
drunk, diba? And
Okay.
then I become sort of like the brooding, philosophical, discourse
Rudy.
drunk. And then finally, I'm the quiet, sleepy drunk. Yun
Three
yung ano ko,
phases.
yun yung progression ko.
Consistent ka dyan, as in every time.
I'm sorry.
That has always become a pattern for you, like pag ganun, or
Yes,
depende
it
sa
does.
amount ng
It
okay.
does. Well, sometimes I skip the philosophical. It depends on who I'm with, but it's usually
Okay.
the happy, perky, etc., and then the quiet, sleepy at the end. Those are the
Right.
two main things. And then depending on
Cool.
who I'm with, if we're sort of like in a place where we can talk actually, and then I'm
Yeah,
with people who like to talk, then yeah, let's talk. Gonna.
very much. Actually, I can attest to that. I've been with Mikey when we got drunk. First
Yes,
Christmas
diba?
namin.
Full disclosure.
Oo, full disclosure, yes. But we were so happy. As in, I don't know, ako ganun din akong person. Super ingay ko naman talaga. As in, wala akong pakialam. Tapos lahat ng tao na I love you ko talaga. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Kasi kahit babae ka, wala akong pakialam. Basta friend kita, happy tayo, masaya tayo, maingay ka. Basta ganun. Ganun lang. Pero I don't become...
Overflow emotion kasi.
Yes! Pero never akong medyo philosophical na na umi-English na magsalita. Hindi talaga. Kasi
Ay,
super tawa-tawa lang ako, sayaw-saya, basta happy tayo, tapos hihiga sa sahig, ganun. As in,
Oh my
walwal, ganun. Wapakit. As in, happy lang akong person, ganun.
well, after you guys answer, I have a follow-up question to that question. Go.
Oh, yes, sige. Okay. O, Maki, Lance.
Kaya naman.
Si Maki muna.
Oo.
Ano ba? Iba-iba eh. It depends on who I'm with. Pero usually, no, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time naman. Pero usually, parang there are stages on levels of like if like I don't know, naka 10 shots ka na ba, 15 or what ganyan. Parang I would at first be the English speaking drunk and philosophical English speaking talking about life kind of drunk. And then I would transition into the karaoke drunk.
Oh,
Ay,
Parang
wow.
parang it is a must that you have at least 2 microphones because the other one would be mine.
Kakaloka.
And then yun, parang the karaoke drunk, if walang karaoke / the performer drunk, ganyan. Like the dancing, ganyan. So if it's different kasi when you're at home and drunk with for example your siblings or your friends at home, ganyan.
Yeah.
Yun, karaoke. Pero kapag for example if you're outside, like if you're in a bar or what, yung dancey kind of drunk. Yeah. Although the third level is really something na parang happened only thrice in my life and I don't see in the very near future sana na mangyari siya ulit sa akin. Yun yung mga moments na sasabihin ko talaga ayoko nang uminom, hindi na ako iinom. But eventually, syempre mag-iinom ka pa din.
Correct.
Totoo
Yung
yan.
Hindi na ako
nang-aaway
iinom
ako
ulit.
in the
Tapos
very
next day,
minute
lasing na.
details.
The shot pa,
Yeah.
shot. Ganon.
Oo.
Ayan, shot, Mikey.
Oo. Yung nang-aaway ako hindi naman nang-aaway, pero like, but I'm a very Chris Aquino moment na gano'n. Like for example, if I say to a person, "Uy, I like your shirt." If I really mean it, diba? Ganyan. I like your shirt. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your shirt. What brand is it? Ganyan. But if I don't like your shirt, I will tell you I don't like your shirt.
Hello, shot.
But it depends. When I'm with friends, so I think they get to know me naman. Pero ayun.
Yeah.
Some stages, depende pagkasama mo yung partner mo. It's a different kind of
Yeah.
drunk.
True.
Oops.
Hours drunk.
Oh, yes. Yes, there's Kalat Hours drunk talaga.
Yes.
Very true.
Ay, nag-share din si VR Nico. He's similar to you.
Oo nga pag
You see
nag-I love
that?
you, nakita ko yun. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, appreciate
Ako
it kind of
din.
drunk.
I love you.
Ayong saya.
Payakap-yakap
tayo.
ko yan.
VR, inuman tayo.
Yes.
Ay.
Yes. Gusto ko yun.
Yes, Maki. Napanoo tayo.
Mhm.
Tara tayo. BBS. BBS
Pero-
X Cheat Inum. Sure.
True,
Ay, why
pwede.
not? Push.
Yeah,
Push.
why not?
Oh.
Let's
Why
confirm
not,
kung
diba?
ganun talaga si Iyo then if he gets drunk. If it's the same
Yes.
kind of drunk.
Magulat ka. Iba pala talaga yun. Kasi,
Sumasayaw pala
drunk-
tong lasing parang si
drunk
Hannah.
pala siya. Oh my God. Nandudura.
Isang-
Nambububo.
Nananadyak.
Oops. Hello to the cats outside.
yes.
Hostilants naman.
Ako depends on what I'm drinking. Pero if I'm drinking beer, I'm the sleepy drunk. Parang after a few number of bottles, I fall asleep agad. Pero if you give me something hard na liquor, I can hold onto it pa. And I start becoming hyper drunk, as in parang aligagana yung utak ko. Then I go into philosophical and Socratic drunk na you can ask me anything from religion, politics, and I'll be blunt and frank about it. Then I go sleepy drunk afterwards.
Okay, may faces ka rin. Para si Mikey.
Okay, babagsak din ako ng sleepy drunk. Beer makes me go fast agad eh. It jumps agad to the sleepy drunk. Pero when it comes to tequila, to the others, I realize na I become either I become hyper or I become Socratic. I'm very philosophical.
Interesting.
But what's your go-to drink, guys? Like what drink is like your the
Default
wine of your
mo.
life, right?
Ganon.
The default ganyan.
Uy, ako talaga, like kung casual drinker lang talaga. As a casual drinker, I'd go for margarita. Ang tita, di ba? As in margarita all the way. Yung unlimited, mama, bahala ka dyan. As in, yun.
Is Mikey on mute?
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I start talking and then people can hear me. But it depends, I guess. Because, for example, in my recent trip to Cebu, favorite talaga namin is Moscato. So that's our go-to drink, diba?
Yep.
But for example,
Yes.
if we're outside, it depends on the place. Because there are some places that just has, let's say, a beer menu. So kung beer or mga classic places, I don't usually go for yung mga heavy. Yung mga San Miguel lang, ganun. Diba?
Right.
Or, for example, kung may mga hard naman, well, in terms of hard naman, I like tequila. Kasi gusto ko yung hagod niya.
Yeah.
Yan yung may pahabol na
Gumuguhit.
alam mo yan.
Alam.
Pero don't get me wrong. I'm actually not I can't hold my liquor well. Mabilis ako malasing. So that's why I usually take it slow. Alam mo yun? And I turn really, and Nico, you've seen me turn really, really red just after like a few swigs. It's the Asian flush, basically. So that's why I take it slow. Yeah, super. So, but I guess it depends on the place. Yeah, that's it.
Ikaw, Lance.
Yeah, history of
Nawala na siya.
Nawala
Yan,
na siya.
bumalik ka. Gusto ko
On the internet
malaman.
connection.
Picture tayo.
Oo. Lad, please come back. We need to know.
Oh my
go-to
God.
drink
I
mo
need to
na?
know.
Ayan, ano.
Ayan, turn off na siya ng video.
Wait,
Lance, can
am
you
I
hear us?
still sorry?
Yes, yes.
Buko Wi-Fi is real. Buko
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is so real. So, ayun. Usually with beers, I go with something dark. Parang Cerveza Negra or
Yeah.
Paulaner or yung sanmig na they call this pale
Okay.
or I'd go for the Sub-Zero. Parang ganun.
Oh, yes. Actually, that's good.
Tapos, if I go with alcohol naman, with wine, I go Moscato. With mixed drinks, I've been with, I think the four I liked the most was either an Amaretto Sour. So I like the sour tanginess of it. Cranberry vodka, Jack
Okay.
and Coke. Tsaka Malibu pineapple, which, no, Malibu Kalua. Or we call it actually, yeah, we call that Malibog in the Big Sky. It's Malibu with pineapple, Kalua. So it's that kind of mix. And they call it Malibog. So if you say, parang, boss, order na Malibog, ayun, they give you that.
Lance knows his cocktails.
Yeah.
Of course I do. Previous one was with coffee, orange zest, a shot of tequila, and chili. So, ganun yung pinakamalapit kong shot na I tried. Or a thermo drop in Baguio, cactus. Sorry, halata manginom ako dati, no?
Hindi mo masyado.
Hindi
Naman
Uh-huh. Yung isa was like, they call it thermo drop kasi it's all 12 spirits, tapos you drop a shot of beer.
Okay.
Aapoyin nila, then drink.
Sarap. Hindi ko pa
I'm
natatry.
not usually adventurous when it comes to drinks, diba? I guess if it's a friend's place or party and they offer me it, sige go. Pero when I go out, parang I don't really try and stuff. But I like to stick with my comfort drink. Comfort drinks ako.
Comfort drink.
Gunner. Alam mo yun. Yun.
Maki, ano sa'yo?
Depende din kung sinong kasama. Pag sa bahay,
True.
kasi usually kapag sa bahay, kasama ko yung mga sisters ko, ganyan.
Okay.
Pag umiinom, kasi they always go for whiskey. So, if yun yung meron, edi okay, fine, sige, ganyan. Although that's not really my go-to drink. Pero kung uhaw ka na at wala, pwede na yan, sige, makaraos lang. Pero pag beer, I like parang, pwede ko sabihin, sige, San Miguel beer na super dry. I like how smooth it is. I don't like pale, sorry. And Red Horse minsan. There's this kasi with Red Horse na kapag
I think it's the bitterness.
Yes.
Kapag nawala yung lamig, I don't appreciate it anymore.
That's why I like it cold.
Agree.
Cold.
Yeah, in terms of hard, well, my really go-to drink ko talaga is tequila. Yeah, like,
yes.
Go
tequila. Like, tutumba usually yung mga kasama ko, pero ako, ano
totoo?
I can
Which
go for
tequila to? Which one?
The Cuervo, kasi the most readily available.
Kasi JC. Yeah, our best friends are JD and JC and Johnny. All J's.
Also, I really like din. It depends din Kapag, for example, if you're in a bar in Timog, kasi the drinks there are different, I think. Parang, ako din, parang ganun. I go for like the Moscato, ganyan, or like some cocktails, ganyan here and there, mga sinabi nila. Pero minsan pag hindi ko alam, like, syempre not all cocktail. I don't know all, di ba? Parang if you don't know, sige, eto. So let's try if I'll regret it or not. Parang ganun. I'm that kind of
Me too.
But if you're in Poblacion, Makati, Jack Coke is the number one go-to drink. Because it's the cheapest, given Poblacion, Makati is mahal kasi siya to.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Tita Han wine, cheap wine.
Yeah.
Moscato na pa din
I guess tried, because me and my friends, we were supposed to go to Boracay, and then we were supposed to try this pub crawl. So, alam mo yun. Have you ever tried that?
Yeah, I tried it, but not in Boracay.
There's one in Manila, I think, diba?
There was one in Manila.
Yeah, there's in Manila. I tried it in Taiwan, so nobody knows. So,
Oh,
but I'm with
Interesting.
my boyfriend, so
interesting.
wala namang
Saya.
hocus pocus. Kasi I'm with my
Yes.
boyfriend.
Hindi, okay lang yun kung meron.
Pero like,
Char.
for Brawl, you don't really have to be an expat or a tourist, diba?
No,
You
no,
can
no,
be a
no, 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 no,
Filipino
no.
residing in
Yeah,
Manila.
definitely. And I mean, that's the whole point of it. Parang it's people from all walks of life, from all
Yeah.
over the world, coming together and just enjoying drinks together.
Yes.
Diba? So,
Wait, ang
yun.
gusto ko lang talaga i-flash to. Sabi ni Kiko, gusto nilang frozen Naku, magkakasundo tayo, Kiko. I
Oh,
swear.
actually, that's good. Yeah.
Actually.
Gusto ko rin yan.
Yes. Margarita.
Yes,
Akin
magkanis din
talaga
tayo,
yun.
guys.
Akin talaga yun. I'm so sorry. Meron tayong commercial saglit. Sa akin ba yun? Joke lang.
Oh, let's go.
Ang weird, Tapos Canistin. Okay. Fine.
Wait, so I said that I had a follow-up question. Everyone has answered them on their their go-to
Yes.
drink. So my follow-up question was, what was the worst thing or the stupidest thing that you've ever done or encountered while drunk?
Kalat hours na ba to?
Wow. Medyo.
Pwede na sige.
Pwede na.
Bigger and bolder, Tar.
Ano ba?
Literally.
Stupidest thing I've done, encountered while I was drunk.
Okay, sige. I
I've
can go
got-
first.
You go first.
Go.
I have lots
Go.
of drunk stories, so nag-iisip ako which one.
That's dami, no?
Oh my God. I hope my boyfriend is not watching. Pero kasama ko siya na nangyari to.
Yes.
And he actually feeling ko ito din yung stupidest thing na ginawa niya while he's drunk. Because we're both drunk.
Mhm.
We had this friend, I don't want to name names, but we have this friend, guy of course. I'm a gay person. So, the guy of course. Na, ano ba? Parang medyo touchy-feely kasi talaga siya. Drunk or not, touchy-feely talaga siya. So, for us, since we've established na ganun siyang kind of person who shows his endearment, so okay lang sa amin ganyan. When we were drunk, medyo touchy-feely pa din siya towards me, and my boyfriend is there, like nakikita niya ganyan. So, my boyfriend was actually parang pushing me na, sige go, like go. So, huh?
Hala siya.
So yun. Parang, although we didn't do it naman. Walang anything na nangyari. Pero for
Okay.
me lang, parang, it's an awkward situation for me na
Mhm.
your boyfriend is there and then he's the one pushing you to like hug the person. Ganyan. Pero I think yun. Pero, I hindi joke. Although kasi may tayo, there's this other than the craziest thing. We're in college in UP. We have this parang every semester we have this outreach slash history trip ganyan.
Mhm.
Then we will come up with a paper or whatnot. I was drunk and I told my professor. My professor is a matandang dalaga, na very respected, very the typical UP professors, they're authors ng mga libro and ganyan. Institusyon sa larangan, akademya ganyan. And
Yes.
I told her, Ma'am, I like your hair. I wanna kiss you. It's like, oh my
Oh my
God!
gosh! Ba't ka ganun? Diyos ko. Iba.
And then the next day, we were all laughing about it. And then suddenly, there's this video. Yun.
Okay.
But, ayun. But hindi ko siya kinis, of course. Sinabi ko lang.
That's interesting. Ay, nag-walk out sa
Wala,
lines.
wala.
Okay.
Oo.
Naku.
Usapang ano na to eh. Baka nag-record siya ng mga instances eh. Sure.
Correct. For my part, it was way back when I was just discovering myself. What? Discovering myself daw eh.
Mhm.
Parang, I was still working in Info NXX. Talaga pinakalahan. So it was a call center, and it was my first job actually. And because it was my first job, and it was at that time it was a very financially rewarding job.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I was able to basically do the things that I wanted to do. Diba?
Mhm.
So I bought myself a phone for my birthday, and it was it was a Nokia that looked like sort of like a spaceship na pag ganon siya. And then round yung keypad. Diba?
Okay.
So I don't remember what the model is anymore. Pero ayun, so I bought that. And then to celebrate, I went to Malate, right? So Malate was really bopping and really the place to go during that time.
Right.
So I went there, and then I found myself in this dark room, really drunk and kissing people and all of that. So, before I knew it, I lost my phone,
Oh no.
Wow.
which I had bought like I think at most a week prior, because I was hella drunk to
I
be
see.
I was too hella drunk to mind my belongings because I
Wala
was
ka
minding
dyan.
other people's belongings,
Yeah.
Oh.
if you can call it that.
Yeah.
Right. So so that's basically it. I lost my phone. Well, to continue the story there, since I was drunk, I wasn't really like emotionally devastated by it or whatever. Parang medyo nasa ano ko eh, nasa chill zone ako eh. Alam mo yun, yung parang kalmang-kalma ka lang. Tapos sabi ko, oh, I lost my phone. Oh my God. Okay, wait. I gotta go. So umalis ako. And then I went to my friend. So I lost my phone. Can I borrow your phone? Because I need a flashlight to look for my phone. So binigay naman sa akin yung phone ng friend ko. So bumalik ako doon. And then talagang amidst all the people and all the stuff that's happening around me, dead mo lang ako. Tumitigil. Hinahanap ko sa floor yung phone ko. I mean,
Oh, no.
obviously it was stolen, pero because I was that chill, philosophical, whatever drunk. So yun, hinahanap ko lang talaga siya. And then when I couldn't find it anymore, tuloy yung, tuloy yung ligaya.
Laban.
Ay.
So that was the stupidest and funniest thing that I ever did as a young,
Naive person.
as a young gay person. So yeah, that's it. What about you guys?
That is fun.
Yeah.
That's crazy, Mikey. I'll go na in case I get
Sige, go,
disconnected
go, go.
again.
Go.
I have two stories actually. One was back in high school. Parang we were drinking a round of El Hombre tequila.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
it was three chases were going around. Yung three shots in a big circle. So you'd be drinking 3 times. And I think we brought down 4 bottles of tequila, if I remember correctly.
Oh, lakas.
And all I knew, I remembered was we wanted to go out and have some fun. All I remembered in flashes was we went to a playground nearby. We played there as if we were kids. The swing. It was all night. It's midnight. The swings. We were laughing so hard. The slides. As in lahat. Nagtripan namin lahat yun.
Oh, yes.
Para kami mga batang lasing na nandun na. As in we were
Saya.
dangling all over. And I realized na when we were walking again, we started walking again. Kasi sabi na, gutom na yung isa. Gusto niya mag-Jollibee party daw kami. So, we walked all the way to Jollibee. And I only gained my sanity when I was in Jollibee in front of the bathroom. I was hugging the toilet bowl. That was one of them.
Oh.
Yes, fun
I think we've
times.
all done that at
Fun
some point
times,
in
fun
our
times.
lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kaya I'm not really
Yeah.
good with tequila. Kasi that was the first one. The second one also had to do with tequila. I was a club photographer before. And luckily, the bouncers knew who I was. And they knew I was a photographer noon. Sabi ko, I'm done with my job already. So sabi ko, tara, inom tayo. I went table to table, drinking with people I knew. Then I went to my main table. There were 4 of us, and we had JC for that. Ang chasers namin was beer. We're beer, as in like, pure beer lang. And we downed 2 bottles of JC. All I remember, kasi
Lakas.
usually I black out sometimes when I'm so drunk. All I remember, I saw flashes of me dancing with a girl, and she asked me if I think she wanted to kiss me, but I was whispering at her ear, no, girl, no, girl, no, girl. I was pushing her away. Alas, ang makasama ko noon, nasa whisper to her na, ito yung preference ko. Tapos sabi niya, hindi nga. Sabi niya, yep, sabi ko ganun. Ask them. Ang makasama ko noon were my lesbian androgynous colleagues. sabi ng lesbian sa kanya, girl, hindi kayo talo nun. Akin ka na lang. And all I remembered was, kaya nga sabi ko, I'm grateful that the bouncers knew who I was. Kasi I woke up in my bed. My bag was filled with what came out of my system. The camera was just lying on my bed.
Grabe ka.
Oh my God.
I may have done that at one point. Yung
Yeah.
hindi
Kinaya
subukan sa
yun.
public, so doon na lang sa loob.
Hindi, ang kwento sa akin daw, kasi I was text drunk. I was texting also my friends not during that time. So, I was keeping them updated to keep my sanity nun.
Okay.
All I remember was, when we got out of the club, sinabit sa akin nung mga bouncers yung camera ko, sa leg ko, with the camera bag din. Kasi I left it out somewhere.
Hindi nasira yung camera mo, nalaglag
Hindi.
or something.
Hindi. I left it in the couch daw. So, sila nagsuot sa akin. Tapos my friends brought me to the car. Sabi nila sa akin, did you know, dude, that you climbed 5 flights of stairs going to the parking lot? They dropped you at Katipunan, you rode a taxi, and you got home. Tapos sabi nila sa akin, huh? And I don't remember. I remember flashes of it. And then sabi ko, one of them said, and I know you were saying na hindi mo na kaya. That's why you're gonna open your bag so big para doon mo ilalabas lahat. And basically that happened. And pagising ko na lang parang, what just happened?
It was fun. Fun time.
It was fun though. It was fun. Really fun though.
Saya.
At least, lahat ng kinonsume mo, hindi mo tinapon. Tinago mo din. Diba?
Oo.
Sa'yo yun.
Hindi kasi.
The aroma stayed for a year in the bag.
Oh my gosh! Aroma yun. Mga singasin pa. May bile, ganun.
Yes.
May abdo-abdo pa dun. Oh my gosh. Diyos ko. Ang fun.
Sorry, malakas ako manginom dati. Dati yun.
Hindi naman.
Hindi ko na kaya. I mean, kumbaga, I'm so out of practice and my partner is way stronger than I am.
Ayun.
You mean in terms of
nakikinig ka ba?
In terms of tolerance. So, nagbubuhat sa akin kapag lasing. Ganun eh.
May mga talaga, may mga, ano mo yun? Pinagpala.
Diba? Grabe. Diyos ko. Ako naman, kung stupidest thing I did, hindi ko na talaga matandaan, pero kinikwento na lang talaga sa akin. Okay, first, stupid thing is, alam mo yung pag lumaban ka sa inuman, yung hindi ka naman talaga umiinom, like beer lang talaga kaya mong inumin. This was way back college, as in, but I've had like a few instances naman na, pero stupidest thing I did was really saying yes to a group of college friends to an emperador night, ganyan, MP daw. So, syempre ako laban, ganyan, kunwari, nang manginginom. Sabi ko, laban, umiinom ako, alam mo naman, di ba? A sense of belongingness, chart. Hala, inom si mama, ikot-ikot, ang glass shot, ganyan. Hala, hindi ko na matandaan. Umuwi na lang ako ng bahay, andun na ako. Tapos may suka na ako dun sa kama and everything. Tapos kinikwento sa akin ng college friends ko, nag-yosi daw ako, napabaliktad, ganyan. Sinisindihan ko raw, pilit ko raw sindihan yung yosi dun sa bot. Tapos doon Tapos kaya pala ang dami kong sa bibig ko. Sabi ko, ano ba ito? Ito ba yung kinain ko? Yossi daw talaga yun. Hinayaan lang ako. Sabi ko, mga bastos to mga.
Rosemary yun. Rosemary.
Yeah.
Spices. Yeah.
Chicken na lang ang kulang.
Yeah. I think the stupidest thing I did was saying yes to that night. Kasi, not really stupid. Kasi hindi ko naman niregret yun. It was really a fun night. We're saying yes to a very strong drink. Like, hindi talaga ako umiinom ng MP eh. Pero, hello, MP, mama. Push? Lapan, bakit? Pero die. But it's a story that I'd like to go back, keep on going back nung college. Kasi masaya eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
Dami nagko-comment sa comments, mga toilet bowl, mamahalan, ganyan.
Correct. Mga friendships with toilet bowls.
Sabi ni Pietro, nagtatawag daw ng mga ninuno. Pero yung iba, nagtatawag ng uwak.
Si Will naman.
Gusto ko yan.
Nagtatawag daw siya sa kalangitan.
True.
Oh my gosh. Whew.
I love
but
that.
I don't know if we're gonna see Drunk EO again in the next episode. Ayun. What else? What do we think is gonna happen in
Mm.
the final episode?
Someone's gonna
Because
die.
Someone's gonna
ayun
die.
nga
If
rin
they're
ang
going Othello,
iniisip ko
someone's gonna
eh.
die. If they're
Yeah,
going that route. And I
I
feel
think
like it's gonna
so.
be Jay for some reason because of the skull.
Oh, okay.
If not Jay, it's gonna be Jen. And then the twist would be if they're gonna go Othello,
Uh-huh.
maybe sana, or if they're inspired by Othello, because Jennifer dies, but suddenly she gets into a spell, into a transfer, and she gets to rewrite it in season 2
Ah.
para siya mabubuhay ulit.
Right, right,
Mm.
right.
And she'll be able to do that because of the child she's bearing, kasi she's bearing the child of the Inhuman V. Ganun eh.
Oo. Oo nga no. Shit.
Ang dami
Pwede.
pa nga unanswered questions eh. Like, there's also one I'm still wondering if will they ever answer kung sino, which of the children was the one from the spell then? Kasi the mom said na she did it before, di ba?
Mm,
So, is
yeah.
there any implications to the child na siya yung magkakaroon ng powers? Will he be like the certain persona? Tapos biglang si Jay pala yun. Kaya siya psychotic and then consumed with power because he was brought up by power, kumbaga.
Mm.
We don't know.
Correct. I'm
Oh, I
leaning
don't have.
towards something getting
Yeah.
hurt, someone getting hurt rin
Yeah.
talaga. Diba? Kasi parang, especially with Jay acting the way he does, parang I think that he is capable of hurting. Pero it might not be Dong per se, it might be Jennifer. Kasi in terms of threat, si Dong kasi parang yun nga eh, parang he's one-dimensional. I mean, he's not that much of a threat in that sense because Jennifer holds the magic, right? So if Jay
Mhm.
would be threatened by someone, it would be by Jennifer. And I think that's why that's why he sort of like got into a conspiracy with her because he wants to lull her into a false sense of security. And then in
Mhm.
the end, parang she's gonna, parang pull the rug, from beneath her feet and, parang double cross her or something like that. So that's what I'm
Mhm.
thinking is gonna happen. In terms of the spell, um, I don't know. Kasi parang in the preview, di ba, Mother said, there's only one thing left for you to do is to take your own life. So I'm like, what could be a spell that went so bad that she has to take her own life? Or is it necessarily a spell? Or is it a situation? Or is it a circumstance? Di ba? So we don't know. Pero I'm curious to know what else Jennifer is going to be doing because she's done so many spells and so far parang it hasn't really worked for her. So I think maybe she
Mhm.
should just stop. But I mean, go girl. I mean, whatever you want to do, go ahead and do it. I mean, do you? Pero
Oh,
yun
you have a
nga eh,
choice
parang
anyway. Sure.
correct. But so far, none of her spells have worked. And now I think that she's going to invoke a very powerful spell because she is invoking all of the gods, both, di ba? Parang yung
Both.
mabubuti at masama, I think. That's
Mhm,
what she
mhm.
said. So I don't know what kind of spell she's going to be doing and why she needs to take her own life or what the spell is going to be for. Pero I think, and this is just me stretching it, diba? I think it may be her final, her ultimatum to get V. So it might be
Mhm.
against either J or I don't know, or no one in particular, just a very powerful spell. So there. I'm also thinking that there's still something that we're going to see from Alan because it's always been said that he has a very pivotal role in the family situation.
Mhm.
Diba? So far, he's only helped Dong. So I think that there's still something that he's going to be doing in the final episode, which is going to be sort of like very pivotal in the, in the series or in the story. So I'm looking forward to that. And yes, I'm hoping that Mother also has more of a role. Kasi parang she's always been sort of like advice giver, but she's never really
Mm.
done anything with regard to her kids and with regard to the situation that they find themselves in. So parang I'm hoping that there's something there. If not, then hopefully they resolve it themselves or whatever. Um, yeah, I think that's it for me. That's all I can think of right now. What do you guys think?
Oh, inisip ko pa talaga eh. Parang I don't really have any idea at all. I don't know, parang I felt like the some of the episodes went quite fast and abrupt. So parang I'd like to pick up on you guys, like you made mention of like Othello and then all these possible narratives in the finale. But I think we're gonna have another season for this. Kasi bitin
Yeah,
ng
for sure.
isang
I think,
episode ng
yeah,
finale
Yeah,
eh.
sure.
yeah, and they changed their they changed their intro wherein you read season one now, unlike before you don't even have that.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's like a marker na saying, look, you might have a season two.
Yeah.
Pero
Ako,
yun lang.
I think ano lang, I think there's parang hindi pa ito yung end ng mga kagaguhan ni Jay. I think there's one more, at least for this season. Parang
Mm-mm.
there's this one more like dick move, for the lack of a better term, na
Yeah.
gagawin ni Jay na totally I don't know, magko-continue ng conflict or mag-introduce ng bagong conflict, at least for them to have somewhere to pick up from kapag
Right.
nag season 2. Yun.
Mhm.
In terms of the other characters, I think Jennifer would still protect V. I think if in the if V will still be on the losing end of the stick, I think Jennifer
Mhm.
will be the one who saves V, or like wanting to save V. So that's why he's calling or needing that much power. I think like calling both like gods from both sides. So parang
Oh.
you will be
Interesting.
needing that much. Yeah, that you'll be needing that much power. So ibig sabihin, I don't know, maybe V died, so she wants to resurrect him, or
Oh,
you
a
know,
life
like
for a life. Kikita mo
yeah.
sa
So
Yeah,
sariling
parang
buhay.
kasi that's what he was saying. The fire and the moon needs a sacrifice. The fire and the moon could be Jen and V. I don't
mhm.
know, and they'll use J as a sacrifice, maybe. Or if we go hyper theoretical, let's say because of J's dick move, namatay si V. In order to resurrect V, he has to go into J's blood as a sacrifice, or a life for a life. J will be the sacrifice to revive V.
Mhm. Possible.
Interesting.
Okay.
In the
Mm-hmm.
process.
Okay. Kasi Othello, the character kasi ni Iago was built on lies. He's good at words, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's why I sabi ko, and the mere fact that he was like the betrayer, the one who would use blackmail tactics, parang, Iago. And then suddenly, he also pretended like, parang he gave a blackmail wherein he was saying that your husband is dead, but actually buhay pa siya. So baka I'm thinking Jay might say that Othello is dead, or Othello tuloy, or Dong is dead. Then V comes to the rescue, and Jay tries to kill V. Malalaman ni Jennifer finds out that V is dead and summons the gods to revive V, and Jay has a sacrifice. I don't know. Kasi there's a skull on his face, and I'm still trying to comprehend what's the skull connection pa rin. Usually, the skull would mean death of something, or poison.
Yes.
Or VR siguro, if you want to let us know in the chat, pwede din.
Yes, please,
Right.
VR.
Baka naman, no?
Well, actually, he's saying
Okay,
na
paayuda ka pa.
kasi ako, nandito ako sa picture ko dahil sa inyo. So, medyo
I love
nakakainis na
it.
rin siya.
May tweet pa si VR eh. May tweet siya earlier. And he
Yeah.
said that the delusional goddess will sing for everyone to enter the ring, a ring of
I think
hope that
that's
everyone
Jennifer.
the truth no one sees but you. The fire and the moon will meet tonight. They will demand a sacrifice. The story will end, but not the lives.
So yun nga eh, delusional goddess. Parang I'm thinking that's Jennifer, di ba? Kasi
Yeah,
she's
that's
very
Jennifer.
delulu in her obsession or infatuation.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and she, for everyone to enter the ring, I think this is the magical, di ba? The
Circle.
ring of magic, the magic circle, right? A ring of hope that everything is true. Because she's hoping that B's love for her is true. But she's the only one who sees that. Because yun nga eh, parang she's
Mhm.
projecting her infatuation for V towards herself, diba? Yun nga, the fire and the moon will meet tonight. I'm not sure. They will demand a sacrifice. So is it the celestial moon? I don't know. Kasi they
Maybe
will demand a sacrifice.
Kasi if we go also figuratively, fire and moon could be the bloody moon. Then,
Oh.
and marami nagaganap during a blood moon.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
true. I mean, the thin line between, parang the living and the dead, it's
Mhm.
parang basically blurs. So, di ba, parang nagkakaroon ng
Hmm.
stuff happens. Your name, stuff
Oh,
happens.
yes. Yeah, actually.
The fire and the moon will meet tonight. Could that be sort of like as well like a lunar? Yeah, tama no blood moon. It can be celestial event, I guess. Um, or it can be an eclipse. Did somebody say eclipse already?
Not
Diba?
yet. So
Kasi
we're going
the
Twilight
fire
na.
is the sun. The fire is the sun. Diba? So the
Twilight.
sun is
So kakaroon ng
why
werewolf
not?
afterwards. Nag-crossover
Season
season 2 na sila.
Ah,
Lalo na sangre na to.
I
Iba-ibang references.
know. No. Ayun. Pero yeah, so definitely Jennifer is gonna try something. Whether it backfires or not, or whether it works to her favor or not, that remains to be seen. But definitely, I'm looking forward to episode 6. I want to
Ako
see what
din.
happens. I want to know how it
I'm curious
ends.
how long it will be. Kasi sabi ni VR earlier,
Mm.
long episodes. I'm curious how long it will be.
It was
Right.
gonna be an R. Or are they gonna split it up into part 1, part 2? Kasi that's what they did with Chasing Sunsets for one episode. It was episode 5, pero split it up part 1, part 2.
Mhm.
Okay,
Kasi pwede rin yun.
could be.
LM also says, oh, by the way, LM just finished watching it and she just came in. And she said, based on what they gave us in this ultimate, I really feel like someone's gonna die sa kanilang forum. What if Alan is the one that dies?
No, he's in season 2 pa rin.
He won't be in season 2 if he dies now.
Oo eh.
Pero
And we'll see more
unless
of
they're
that.
unless they're like money heist na you kill a character but they're still in season 2 and 3.
Oo.
That's
Pwede. Baka yung Shih Tzu nila dun. Char.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Shih Tzu. Aso.
Oo.
Ay, pwede siya yung sacrifice.
Diba? That's what I'm
Pwede,
thinking.
diba?
She could be the
Is
sacrifice.
that the pivotal role of Alan being the sacrifice?
Possibly.
Or
Or
it's the mother
maybe
who's gonna make the ultimate sacrifice then. Kasi she's giving her own power to
energy.
Jennifer na fully.
Oo.
Pinamanan na niya.
Pero parang I don't think that it's been established that Jennifer is ready for the book, 'di ba? Kasi parang
No.
lagi siyang sinasabihan ng nanay niya parang wag ganito, wag ganon, etc. So maybe not the mother. But you don't. I mean, Hugh is basically in charge of everything. So we'll see. Hi.
Ay, sakit sa ulo nito.
Oh, I know. And to think na di ba, parang to think that there are just 5 main characters talaga. Di ba? It's just basically the 5 of them, and then we have some side characters who come in, come out, and do factor in, etc. So I think this was really annoying. I like how they made it very interesting, diba? Because because other series, for example, have a lot of characters, etc. And it can get really I don't know. It can be like a hodgepodge, parang pachi-pachi na lang siya, etc. But at least parang they really focus on this very small microcosm, diba? These 5 individuals, and everything revolves around them. Well, basically revolves around V. How BL series goes these days is parang there's a second season and there's a movie. So I'm wondering if that's also something that they're going to be doing. I know they had a teaser before na parang they posted a picture of a merman. So I'm thinking that there's going to be a series about sea people, seamen.
I thought that was their logo before. Yung parang kasama ng outro ng logo nila.
I think that there is going to be a series about that. They mentioned that there's going to be 2 series and 1 movie. So I don't know if the merman is going to be in a series or in a movie, but definitely they're cooking up more magical, diba? More magical stories for us. So I think that's going to be their niche, diba? Because yung
I hope that would be.
stories are, let's say, there's already a lot of them. So I think they're going for the the unexplored. So kudos to them, brave souls, brave souls, and we wish them well.
And the QTV is here, so thank you
Hi.
again.
Uy, sorry na.
Uy,
Late na.
we can repeat our series if you want. QTV for you.
Sasakit naman yung ulo natin.
Oo. Kasi pinasakit namin ulo ni VR kanina, so ikaw naman sasakit ang ulo ngayon.
May shinare talaga si Sir Will. Sabi niya, magkaka-eclipse, tapos magkakapalit ng bodies. Kay Jay,
Ay, body swap?
Ha? Papapunta si McCoy? Ha? But anyway, body swap. Parang Freaky Friday.
Oo.
Oh
Si
my
V tsaka si
God.
Jay magpapalit. Yun na magiging sacrifice.
Oh my God. Oh. Well, I don't know. But, I mean, that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
Anything can be a possibility for this.
I know.
Very true.
Anyone could die. It could be Jennifer when she's doing an incantation, then time rewinds with her spell because of the kid, or it could be Dong. Si Dong yung magiging sacrifice. Kasi in order to save V out of love like Romeo and Juliet, he'd be there and say, ako na lang kunin mong sacrifice, Jennifer, para mabuhay lang si V.
Oh.
Yung mga ganun drama.
Oh.
Or it could be Jay, after killing V, because of Jennifer's anger, he'd use the little brother as a sacrifice to continue the spell. Ang dami.
Ayan, Dong, dahil one-dimensional ka, yan, ikaw ang madededs. Char lang.
Pero
Char
paano
lang.
si Iyo doon? Wait, sino bang i-prepare kay Iyo if ever?
Yung shit
Ako,
Or
wala.
if they plan?
Si Maki.
Si Kiko. Si Maki.
Yes, Maki. Direct, baka naman, no? May
Oo, baka naman, pwede. No?
volunteer dito.
Oo. Direct, ito na po yung look test natin. Look test na po to, direct. Char.
Diba, if you guys can remember, sabi ni Jennifer sa mom niya is parang nag-consult siya, tapos sabi ng mom niya pala is, sige, ipapasa ko na sa'yo, i-level up na natin yung power mo. So parang there will be something that will happen na would require a leveled up power of Jennifer. So,
Right.
I think
And VR just posted something. He said he quoted "they." So is they
Ooh.
they are demanding a sacrifice because diba, parang sacrifices are usually offered to gods. So
Yeah, the gods.
or
sabi pa siya.
is they here? He says, "Remember Fire and Moon, and they are on two different lines. They might not be referring to the Fire and Moon." Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
So the Fire and Moon are individuals, and the second day are gods.
Kasi pwede the fire and the moon could be the moon becoming the bloody moon. And they could be the people around the sacrifice. Or the siblings, maybe. Tapos V is dead.
Isn't the moon usually associated with women? So
Yes, usually
Jennifer is
kasi
the moon and fire is V because V is the one who's like causing all of these sparks and igniting all of these passions. Alam mo yun?
or malay natin biglang si Dong pala yung moon god tapos si Fire yung one. si
Bulan.
V. Bulan lang to, ganun ibang mythology naman.
Nakagnaya, ilabas
Si Bulan, gano'n.
Oo.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh my God, ang dami.
Ang daming possibilities. That's why the one thing I like about Cheat is keeps you guessing what will happen next.
Yeah.
Fairness sa kanila.
Especially VR, no? He keeps you guessing yan. Sa mga
I know.
pa-tweet niyang ganyan.
Oo nga eh.
Very effective.
Ayoko na magsalita.
Lumalapit na. Ayun. Ayun pala.
Ayun lang.
Oo.
Nako. Nako, VR.
Ay nako. QTV kung kailan nyo pa na mythological inspiration, I am here. Ganun din. That's my genre.
And I think we've said this before, di ba guys? UTV, if you need extras, or, parang,
Offer lang ako. Pwede na.
kuha lang ng kape,
Oo.
Taga-paypay lang, okay na ako doon. Taga-punas.
Correct. Pag-abot ng shot kay Iyo. Sure.
Oo. O kahit yung taga-sigaw mo na lang direct ng cut. Nang malakas na malakas, okay na ako doon.
Clapper.
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 Ako dyan.
Clapper. Ako yun.
Ay. So direct, medyo naubusan na kami ng theories kasi kanina pa kami nag-uusap.
Yes.
So pasensya
We're
na po.
looking forward to the next
Definitely.
finale. Yes.
Yes, we are. We are. So
Yes,
whatever
yes.
you have in store for us, we are ready, and we will be
Yes.
there.
Wait,
With my
before
Ravenclaw shirt. Sure.
there.
Ayan,
Wait, before we end
post
our
the
session
Ravenclaw.
tonight, no? Before we end our session, let's celebrate our 407 friends and subscribers on YouTube. Hey,
Yay!
yan.
Amazing.
Love it.
Congratulations.
Diba? Alright. And also, I think we're gonna have another, our
Hi,
last.
Diana.
Oh, she's there, really?
Oh, she's
Yeah, she
there.
just got. She just came in.
Hi, Diana.
Oh,
Super
by the way,
Maybe
lovely
I hope
boy.
I hope EU's still on the chat, Diana. So better check
super
if he's still
commercial.
there.
Super commercial. Diana sang a Tagalog song.
I heard that.
Ooh,
Yes.
wow.
Super galing.
Just able to do it.
Yes.
Really
Love
good.
that. Yes.
So hopefully Leo will hear it and see it, and hopefully we'll see a reaction from EO. EO, if you're here, Diana,
Oh.
send it to him and have him do a reaction video to it.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Or you could do a duet if possible. Sana. Diana
Ay,
and EO.
I mean,
Someday.
TikTok.
True, true,
Yeah.
true.
Pahabol si VR. Oh. Kating-kati na daw yung dila niya.
Well,
I love
PR
it.
naman, based on nakita namin sa episode 5, hindi lang dila mo makate. Char.
Oh my God! Nice win!
Oh my God! Gusto ko yan. Push mo yan.
Katingin ang lahat.
True, true,
Maraming
true.
gustong kumamot.
Paano pagkamot nun?
Anyway.
Oh my God!
Sige na.
Ayan na. Sige na. Tapusin na natin to.
Sorry, we're so drunk because of EO. Ganun eh. Because of Alex.
Yeah. Si
This
Ethan
is brought to
talaga.
you by Drunk Allen
Okay.
Productions.
Yes. I'd love to see that talaga. Drunken Alan Shaolin Master. Mga ganun.
Boy, direct, BBSX cheat inuman naman.
Oo,
Yes,
kung
please.
pwede. Baka
Inuman.
naman. Baka
Okay.
naman. Diba?
Anyway,
Pero sana walang
okay.
mga spell kapag nag-inuman tayo.
Oo, di ba? Oo. Walang
Ay, word of
ganun.
warning pala. I speak in different
Walang
tongues
sacrifices.
and languages when I'm drunk sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Spanish could come out of my language. I have the French tongue, the Spanish tongue, the Hungarian tongue, ganun eh. Pwede rin Italian minsan. The Polish curse.
Kiss, Australian kiss. Yes, again, never mind.
Yes. Huy,
Pero something
crush.
German na ganun eh.
Kalat
I
Towers.
know. Sorry.
Sabi ni VR, BBS after show kalat. Char.
Yes.
Oh, hindi pa tayo
Push
lasing.
natin yan.
Ah,
Uy,
Hindi pa tayo
so
lasing
I
yan.
think we're gonna have our last after show reaction, and it's gonna be our review for the entire series, diba?
yes.
On Tuesday next week. So review na rin natin yun. So we'd like to invite everyone to join us in the conversation, and we'll give
Yes.
our final rating. Diba? Mayroon tayong BBS rating. Is
Yes.
it going to be a perfect 10? We'll see on Tuesday next week. But before Tuesday next week, ito na yung tama ba? Next week na, yes. We're gonna do I told Sunset about you on January 18.
Yes.
Finally, nagka-schedule na tayo. Diba? But we'll do it differently. I will do a review, but we'll have to recall or go back to some scenes that we love about this series kasi nga very maganda yung cinematography nito, no? So there's some sort of like appreciation of the series based on the shots that we love, no? And then we'll do our review. So medyo light lang siya ng konti. Medyo reaction sort of review ang gagawin natin on January 18. That's gonna be at 9 p.m. Tama ba ako? 9 p.m. Yes, that was the schedule. So please join us in the conversation on Monday. Yes.
Yeah, it's Monday kasi we have Tuesday cheat naman after the show maybe.
True.
So natanong si VR kung anong schedule, di ba? It says on Monday, VR. If you watch that too, join us too, sana.
Pero VR, you don't have to adjust your schedule for us. I mean, for you. Ano yan?
Yeah.
I mean, but if you want to, it's your choice. But
Grabe. Kami lang to, VR. Kami lang to.
Kami lang
Yes.
to, VR.
Ano eh?
Arte.
Arte.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait, but
thank you, guys.
we'd like to thank everybody. It was a fun conversation tonight.
Yes,
Yeah, as
absolutely.
always.
Of
Diba?
your theories, etc.
Correct. Naungkat yung mga hindi na dapat maungkat, di ba? Di ba, usapang
Yes.
Othello, at ng mga narratives na naisip natin, di ba? Mga
I
theory.
know.
And what was nice, what's interesting really about our conversation is that minsan, tumutugma yung mga hula nating teorya di ba? I think there was like one
Sabi
scene.
niya, VR, lumapit na daw.
Yeah.
Kaya nga, kinakabahan na si VR eh.
Wait. Servo suggested, or
Mhm.
said, malay nyo, VR wants to join your live on Tuesday.
Ay, VR, when you're available, let us know.
We can send you the link.
Sabi niya may live daw siya. So, what time daw?
Well, after you're done, or
Yes.
whichever.
Yep.
We can send the link actually to. Do you
Mhm.
think we can send it to all of them? Whoever wants to join.
Oo,
Yeah, we can. Siguro. If they're all open, why not? QTV,
Yes.
hopefully.
Oo,
Direct.
direct.
You
Direct.
guys want to join?
Baka
We
naman.
can, make a brouhaha of it.
Yes.
Yes.
OG daw, sabi ni
OG
VR.
daw.
Oh,
Ay,
We'll send the link. And you hop in when you can.
Yes. With VR ha, nako, aasa talaga kami dyan. Sinasabi ko sa'yo. Sure lang.
I mean, naalala pala ako na we're supposed to do that on the finale if Mamia was still open to that, and if you guys are still open to that.
Yes!
So since it's all mystical, and if
Mamia.
Mamia was game pa rin, let's do
I see.
either one of her oracle cards or a reading.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I want that.
Okay.
Sure.
wait lang, pressure ako. Comment si GTV.
Thanks.
Oh!
Oh my God.
Yes! Gusto namin yan! I love it.
It happens.
Perfect.
Ano title nito? Tingin ko.
Nauso mo kanta, Nico.
Really.
It's fun.
Ayan. So,
Mag-end na ba tayo?
Yes, I think we're done for the night. Unless you guys want to
Okay.
talk about something else, ba?
I think I'm good, yep.
I'm good then.
Yeah, I'm good too.
We'll wait for the next episode. Yes.
G daw talaga si VR.
So, GCVR, game, laban to.
Naku, VR magsha-shot talaga tayo sa Tuesday. Paano?
Uy.
Laban.
Ano ba?
Ay, asa yan. Mystic cards and shots, I love it. Mamia, if
Okay.
ever you're ready, let us know. Kahit yung oracle cards na lang. Kasi the difference between oracle cards and tarot cards, cards you get one full set. With oracle cards, just one card. Mas mabilis yun.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Open si Mamia, wow. We'll definitely embrace talaga.
Yeah.
And welcome her, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay na tayo. I think we're good. So, I think this is where we end our session tonight. We'll see you on Monday na yung next session natin for It's Say naman, Told Sunset About You. It's an interesting review and reaction also to the series. And on Tuesday next week, it's going to be our final after show chat and review for Cheat the Series. So, watch out for that. Okay? So, baka may mga eksena or event pa kami this week. Watch out sa socials namin. We have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. I think this is where we end our night. Our night talaga? Hindi talaga. Kasi pakain pa tayo.
This chat.
Tulog mo,
Yes,
Orlog
chat.
na ba?
Ako hindi pa.
Thank you for joining, guys. We love you all.
Yes.
Love you guys. Love you,
Of
folks.
course. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a
Thank
good
Bye.
you. Thank you, VR. Thank you, Iyo. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Stay safe.